man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. This was said by Steve Jobs. I'm presuming that his something wonderful was the company of Apple. The sources that I've used to better put my speech together are Brainy Quotes, Baseline Magazine, Wikipedia, News.com, AskMen.com, an interview with Selena Alvarado, VoiceOfAmericaNews.com, and pictures from Google. The company that I'm going to be talking about today is Apple Inc. I'm going to talk about how Apple started, the products of Apple, and how Apple has changed the world. The history of Apple is going to be my first topic that I'm going to talk about. Apple Computer Inc. was created in 1976. It was founded by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak designed the first Apple I, and then later in 1977 started Apple II, which laid kind of the foundation for the Apple company. And that source was from Baseline Magazine. Steve Jobs had the business idea. He wanted to sell the other Steve Wozniak's product and make a business out of it. In 1984, they created the Macintosh, and then in 1998, the iMac. The Apple Computer Inc. dropped the computer name in 2007. This moved the direction towards revolutionizing not just personal computers, but phones and consumer electronics. This also started the iPhone, iPod Touch, and the iPad era. The key to success to any company is the products they make. If a product isn't appealing to consumers, then the company could fail, but this wasn't the case for Apple. Apple is successful because of the products that they make and market. This brings me to the products of Apple. Apple has many products, starting with the Mac. There are 6 versions, ranging from the Mac Mini to the MacBook Air. In January 2010, they came out with a new product called the iPad, and it's a new media tablet. iPods were created, and it's just a digital music player. And then the iPhone, which is a smartphone with the iPod in it, was created, and they have 5 models. The newest model is the iPhone 4S, which was recently created. Apple's also created iTunes, different software, and Apple TV. And that was source 3 from Wikipedia. Apple products are very popular. It's been an amazing addition to the technology world. The new products that they come out with are always more revolutionized, always different features than the one before. The first week in sales of Apple's new iPhone 4S exceeded 4 million devices. That's the most ever for a phone. And that was from News.com. I'm an Apple product owner myself. I've had the iPhone, I've had the iPod. A lot of us have. I was wrongly told about an upgrade I had for the 4S, so I didn't get it. And I waited until get it to that day. And at like 10 a.m. there was like no more left, so I didn't get it. But I'm eventually going to get it once they get back in the store. With that selling out so fast, it just shows how many people were actually waiting and how in demand the product was. Steve Jobs once said, "I want to put a ding in the universe," and that's exactly what he did, which leads me to my last topic of how Apple has changed our world. Okay, they've invented the ultimate media player. It's changed the way phones are built and used, and it's also changed how people communicate. The iPhone and the iPad have a neat feature called FaceTime, which is basically video calling where you can like see a person in China and talk to them through your phone or iPad. I interviewed a best friend of mine. Her name was Selena. She lives in San Diego, which was what you did. She's in the Navy, and I asked her just how the iPhone has benefited her life. And she told me that it helped her communicate with her family more. She uses FaceTime a lot. Her sister had a baby, so she was able to like see her niece through FaceTime, so she thought that was really good. She also just said that it's really handy having an iPhone, and that on a daily basis she uses it, from apps to timers to anything that she can basically use. There's an app for almost anything. And that was my source from the interview. Steve Jobs was the co-founder and helped build and influence Apple. Steve Jobs actually changed the way that we download music, changed the way that we use handsets, and also changed the way that we use computers. And that was from voiceofamerica.com. He was basically the brains behind Apple Company. In October 5th, 2011, he passed away, and that actually marked the end of an era for Apple Inc. Apple has done great things in its 35 years that it's been around. It lost an important member recently, but I still believe that Apple will continue on the revolutionary path that it's on. Let's see. To conclude, I've talked to some about how Apple has started, the products of Apple, and how Apple has changed the world. Now that you know a little more, hopefully you can appreciate the products this great company has produced. I'm always wondering what's next, what they're going to come out with, and I know that they're going to continue to generate great products. I'm really intrigued at what they're going to have 5 to 10 years from now. That's it.